Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Phil's Five. Hope your week is going well, and gosh, what a difference a week makes between the weather that we had last week and the winter weather and now beautiful spring weather that we're having right now. Want to give you all just a number of updates that we have here, including our building rebuild that we've got underway now. There'll be a punch list post that we'll be able to come out here shortly to all Dallas BA members. And what that's meant to do is just be actually a standing website that'll just keep you up to date on where we are with the rebuild and what's going on, what our needs are at this time. The biggest need actually is just with any moving boxes or plastic wrap, bubble wrap, packing papers, stuff like that. We've got instructions in there on if you're able to bring it by the office and help us out with something in that regard, that would be great. Just drop it on the east side of the office and secure it from the elements and let us know that you brought it by. That'll help us when we're removing some property out of there here very shortly. Those of you, some of you have reached out and asked what you could do in terms of financial assistance and help there. We haven't totally figured out with the insurance claim and everything else what our fundraising goal needs to be with this project, but certainly we're going to need some assistance and very much appreciate those who have offered it to us. There'll be information on that website as well on how you can contribute there too. We've also, with our board of directors meeting yesterday, we've hired Property Loss Associates, which is a member company recommended by our insurance provider, Hotchkiss, and they were kind enough to step in and help coordinate the claim, and they'll also be serving as a project manager for the rebuild to come. That said, we'll need subs, we'll need people who want to help out, so we're taking emails just to kind of know who's in the queue and who's able to help once the time comes, and again, we'll work through that contractor and the task force to do it. It's still a mess over there at our office. We're trying to recover. We've recovered all the critical things. Staff's gotten some of their personal things. I was able to get the hilariously large microphone, which survived the water event. It still kind of smells a little bit funny, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Moving on, though, obviously we weren't the only ones affected by the winter weather situation. There is updated guidance that we've provided on our dallasbuilders.com website that talks to consumers out there that I hope you all will share and pass along, and I'll put on LinkedIn and Facebook here very shortly, that just gives advice, and this is some of the stuff that we're doing ourselves right now, on just how to get started in a safe way, dealing with the after effects of the water there, dealing with the hazards of electricity, also something that we've been working with to make sure that we get qualified eyes on it, and then ultimately avoid being further victimized by some of the contractors, or they call themselves contractors, that tend to follow these events around the country. Luckily with plumbers, electricians, you can look, see the license there. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do, including checking the membership rolls of the Dallas Builders Association to ensure that you have a qualified general contractor. But check out that guidance and make sure that that gets out to as many consumers as possible. Share it on your site as you go. Some update on Dallas. Of course, I have to mention the Dallas permitting. A lot of people have asked me about any interruptions that have happened with the city, and this is very similar to a lot of the other cities that we've seen throughout the Metroplex, is that there were a lot of disruptions last week, both in the offices as well as staff who are working from home who didn't have access to the internet or had more important things to tend to. But in Dallas's case, I've found out from staff, senior staff, that they're now back online. They're fully operational as of yesterday. A lot of the third parties that we advocated for actually don't work in the DFW Metroplex, so it's fortuitous that we got them started the week before all this happened, because they really didn't miss a beat. Everything that was on their desk, they've been able to work on without interruption the whole time, which makes this a lot easier situation for them. That being said, if you're having any issues, please let us know. And I've found that city staff has been incredibly reliable in terms of responding promptly to things over the last few weeks, especially. And I know personally I've been able to help a lot of members get permits that had been waiting for way too long. So we're going to stay on this issue. With all the things that have happened, the show must go on, and it will. And another thing in that regard is my fourth item, and that's the Building a Better House series. We're going to have tomorrow a class with President Matt Mitchell as the instructor. It's a building science class. It's a certification class. You can still register for it at dallasbuilders.org. There are also a few other classes going on, including one on March 3rd that's a certification class on business accounting and job costing. Again, check out dallasbuilders.org for more information there. And finally, we have our State of the Industry Summit. It's going to be virtual, scheduled for March 25th. We have NAHB Chief Economist Rob Dietz and a panel of industry experts that I'm still trying to line up to really take a look at not just lumber, but all the other materials and commodities that are severely affected both by this winter storm and by the disruptions with the pandemic that we're still very much in the midst of. So that's my update for right now. We're on the road to recovery. I hope that you and all those that you've been working with are as well. Love seeing this weather, and that gives me some optimism that we're going to need going forward. So thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.